Well, Fabien Cousteau joins us from New York. Thanks very much for being with us this evening. It seems that the authorities have almost been surprised by how difficult this is.
Well, Laura, it may be surprising to some folks, but to my family and other ocean explorers, it's not. The oceans are an extraordinarily large, complex environment. We're talking about 3.4 billion cubic kilometers of space. As you mentioned earlier, the depths are almost 13,000 feet in that area on average. And of course, the topography is very complex with valleys and mountains and of course, all the currents and the turbidity at the surface.
You've actually explored these seas in this area where the search is taking place. So just tell us what it's really like. What are they up against?
Well, you're basically up against the 28 million square miles of space, and of course the depth, very, very strong currents. You've got upwellings and downdrafts, and of course the weather patterns in the general area are always unpredictable. And you've got, of course, the distance factor from land, which is a monumental task to be able to counter when you're looking for something that is so unbelievably small. And we're also putting supposition on top of theory in an environment that's just unknown.
So it is unknown, as you suggest. Really, our seas are the last wilderness then?
We've explored less than 5% of our ocean in all of modern day ocean exploration. That leaves a lot to be discovered, and unfortunately it's being countered by decades of underfunding and budget cuts throughout the world.
When then we look at images of the vast areas unexplored, this wilderness which we don't really understand yet, should we just accept that it's beyond us really to ever know what's going on?
Oh, absolutely not. I think with enough time, resources, and perseverance, we can learn a lot more about the oceans. We spend 100 times more in space exploration than we do in our very own ocean system, which is the life support that we all depend on. And in cases like this, on more tragic topics, unfortunately, we just don't have enough tools and resources to be able to do a thorough search in places like this.
Why is that though, do you think? As you suggest, we spend billions more on space exploration. It's a very different appeal for people. What do you think that's about?
Stars makes us dream. I think we love oceans to go for vacations, tropical destinations, that sort of thing. But when we talk about exploration and adventure, many people look up instead of down. That said, there are plenty of adventures below that blue carpet. And unfortunately, there are also some discoveries that we need to make for tragic cases such as this.
In your experience then, your long experience of exploring the seas, do you think that we should still have hope in this particular case?
The human spirit is a valiant one, and we owe it to, of course, the families and friends of those loved ones that have disappeared, whether that plane ended up landing on land or in the ocean, to find out what that conclusion is. And in any event, with enough time, with enough resources, with enough people power, and of course enough funding and perseverance, we would be able to find a man-made object in the oceans. That said, it's being camouflaged by all the parameters I mentioned before, and the fact that we dump over 1 million pounds of plastics and other debris in our oceans every hour. So that just confuses things like radar and sonar.
Okay, Fabien Cousteau, thank you very much indeed for joining us, and good luck with your next adventure under the seas. Thank you.